Hello friends! Nick Saban is optimistic about the direction of the Alabama football program heading into the second year of the Kalen DeBoer era. Despite some critics, could Alabama be on the right track? Is this a prediction most critics are unsure of? Let's see what's new. Nick Saban's optimism about Alabama's future with DeBoer is a powerful statement. For many, it was almost inevitable to expect a period of uncertainty or a difficult transition following the retirement of Sabin, whose presence at Bama was strong. However, instead of hesitation or skepticism, Sabin demonstrates confidence and enthusiasm, something that can be interpreted as a clear sign that the program is in good hands. With a 9-4 record in his inaugural season, Kalen DeBoer delivered a solid, but not spectacular, performance. However, for those who follow Saban's legacy, this first year seems more like a solid foundation than a sign of future problems. Saban's own trajectory at Alabama began modestly. A 7-6 record in his first season was followed by a significant improvement the following year, culminating in the first national title 2 years later. If DeBoer follows a similar path, could the promise of a return in top form be realized? Sabin emphasized that the biggest challenge of the transition was dealing with the abrupt changes in the roster and coaching staff, something natural when an iconic coach leaves. Many players left the program during this change, directly impacting the team's depth and experience. However, he emphasized that the second year under DeBoer already shows clear signs of stability. "I think the team this year is much more solid in terms of what Coach DeBoer really wants," said Sabin, emphasizing that the players are more adapted to the system and playing philosophy implemented by the new coach. Another important point is the collaborative relationship between Sabin and DeBoer. The legendary coach mentioned that his successor frequently seeks his opinion and invites him to practices, though Sabin was careful to maintain his distance to avoid any interference. This healthy dynamic reflects maturity and mutual respect, something rarely seen in such significant transitions in sports. For Sabin, this demonstrates that DeBoer is confident in his leadership, but also willing to learn and leverage the wisdom accumulated by the man who built the Alabama empire. DeBoer's previous track record further reinforces Saban's optimism. At Fresno State, he transformed a mediocre team into a serious contender in just 1 year, improving their record from 3-3 to 9-3 in his second season. At Washington, he repeated the feat, leading the Huskies to a national championship in his third year. These results demonstrate that DeBoer has a remarkable ability to adjust his system, develop talent, and maximize the potential of his teams as he progresses. It's important to remember that, despite the difficulties faced in its first year, DeBoer's Alabama came close to reaching the college football playoffs. The loss to Oklahoma at the end of the season was a painful setback, but it also served as a valuable learning experience. With a more experienced roster adapted to the system, combined with the massive investment in NIL that attracted some of the best talent in the country, the Crimson Tide has all the conditions to make a qualitative leap in 2025. Sabin believes this improvement will be visible from the start of the season. "I think you'll see a huge improvement in the Alabama team this year," he said, echoing his confidence that the program is ready to reclaim its place among the sports giants. This statement takes on even more weight coming from someone with Saban's experience and track record, who has never been given to false hopes or superficial praise. With the pieces falling into place, the second year of the DeBoer era could mark the beginning of a new phase of success for the Crimson Tide. That's what everyone hopes, in fact. The news that Nick Saban is eager to root for Cochran brings a touch of nostalgia and pride to Crimson Tide fans, while reinforcing the enduring strength of the bond between members of this football family. When Coach Sabin took over at Alabama in 2007, he knew exactly who he needed by his side to transform the program into a powerhouse. Scott Cochran, then an assistant strength coach for the New Orleans Hornets, received the phone call that would change his and Alabama's trajectory. Cochran brought not only strength and conditioning expertise but also an infectious energy that became part of the Tide's identity. His signature chant of "Yeah, yeah, yeah" was heard in practice, in the locker room, and even in the stands, infusing passion and discipline into a squad that, under Saban's leadership, would win 6 national titles in 17 years. Cochran was present for 5 of those victorious campaigns, shaping not just the bodies but the mindsets of champions. Cochran's transition to head coach at West Alabama is more than a change of title, it's proof of Alabama's lasting impact on its former members. Sabin, now enjoying his retirement as one of college football's greatest legends, speaks volumes about his former strength coach. At the recent Nick Saban Legacy Awards ceremony in Birmingham, he highlighted Cochran's ability to inspire and lead, qualities forged on the training grounds of Tuscaloosa. Coach Cochran's enthusiasm, his knowledge, what he's learned over the years, what he's had to overcome, will be beneficial to him, Saban stated with the confidence of someone who knows what it takes to win. What makes this story even more special is the way Cochran is bringing Alabama's DNA to West Alabama. He's assembled a coaching staff filled with former Crimson Tide players, names that evoke glorious memories for fans. Ronnie Clark, Bo Scarborough, Thomas Fletcher, Damian Square, and O.J. Howard, all former athletes who wore the red and white uniform, are now part of Cochran's project. This connection reinforces the idea that Alabama is not just a team, but a school of leadership, where players are molded to become not only champions on the field, but also leaders off it. Seeing these names reunited with Cochran's leadership is a reminder of the Tuscaloosa program's far-reaching impact. For Alabama fans, this news is a source of pride. Cochran is not just a former member of the team, he is a symbol of the culture of excellence that Saban built and that DeBoer now carries forward. As the Tide prepares for the 2025 season, with DeBoer bringing his own tactical vision and an approach that has thrilled the fanbase, stories like Cochran's show that Alabama's legacy extends beyond victories on the field. Meanwhile, in Tuscaloosa, anticipation for the season under DeBoer's leadership is growing. Everyone is eagerly awaiting what Bama will be like this year. Isaiah Bond's college football journey has been marked by moments of distinction, strategic decisions, and challenges off the field, but now he begins a new chapter by signing with the Cleveland Browns. The wide receiver, who built his reputation with both Alabama and the Texas Longhorns, has finally found an opportunity in the NFL after a turbulent period before the draft. With a contract valued at just over $3 million, Bond has the chance to prove that his talents on the field can overcome the adversities he has faced in recent months. Bond arrived at Alabama as one of the program's most anticipated prospects, and his potential was confirmed with memorable plays, such as that spectacular touchdown catch against Auburn in the 2023 Iron Bowl. The impressive performance in the victory over the Tigers not only secured the Crimson Tide the SEC title but also put Bond on the radar of NFL scouts. However, his trajectory took a different turn when legal issues arose as the draft approached. These setbacks removed him from the top prospects discussions, making him a free agent. Despite this, Bond demonstrated resilience and seized his opportunity with the Browns. His college career has seen him post solid numbers, over 1,400 receiving yards and 10 touchdowns, demonstrating his ability to compete at a high level. Now, with his legal issues resolved, he can focus exclusively on his transition to the NFL and try to carve out a spot for himself on a team looking to strengthen its offense. Bond's decision to leave Alabama for Texas generated considerable speculation. Following Nick Saban's retirement in January 2024, Bond opted to seek new life, citing reasons beyond the playing field. He himself stated it was a business decision, something that became evident when he began flaunting a more luxurious lifestyle upon arriving in Austin, including photos on private jets and with his new car. This move reflected not only the financial impact of the nil but also his intention to maximize his opportunities before entering the NFL. Another factor that weighed on Bond's decision was the arrival of rookie phenom Ryan Williams at Alabama. With the offensive focus likely shifting to Williams, Bond may have felt his role on the team would be reduced. Furthermore, he expressed a desire to play with quarterback Quinn Ewers at Texas, possibly seeing a greater opportunity to excel alongside a player he already had a connection with. However, his time at Texas wasn't as successful as he'd hoped. Injuries limited his performance, and his numbers dropped significantly, which may have contributed to his drop in pre-draft ratings. Now, with the Browns, Bond has a chance to reinvent his narrative. While he's faced criticism for his off-field choices and the perception that he prioritized money over remaining loyal to Alabama, he still possesses the talent necessary to thrive in the NFL. His speed, ability to make difficult catches, and experience in high-pressure games are attributes that could be valuable to Cleveland. Head coach Kalen DeBoer, who took over at Alabama after Saban's retirement, certainly felt Bond's absence on offense. Despite this, the program continued to move forward, demonstrating that collective development is more important than any individual player. For Bond, this new phase represents an opportunity to redefine his image and show that he can be more than just a name involved in controversy. While Alabama fans may have mixed feelings about his departure, there's no doubt that Bond has the potential to make an impact in the NFL. What do you think he'll do in the NFL? Comment below.